Right, while I prepare the old veg or chop it, I peeled them all and cleaned it all, so I'm just chopping. Just going to slice my carrots. I thought I'd give you a bit of history lessons as to quite why we're here where we are. Although I guess you could probably guess part of the significance, given it's 1066. Well, actually, we're going to go back a bit earlier in time. Okay, we're going to go back to 911. Right? 911. 911 was when basically Charles the Simple of Normandy, or France, granted to a band of Vikings led by Rollo. If you watch the Vikings TV series, Rollo, although some of them were real characters, but well, apart from Ragnar, he's a bit mythical really. But Rollo was actually a real person, and actually he's related to someone who we're going to talk about later. Okay, now they settled under the command of Rollo in Normandy. They were granted the right to do so, and they settled in. They married the locals. They turned to Christianity. So all the right things that the French wanted to see. Okay, and then in about 1002, I'm have to read some of this. I can't remember all of it. King Athelred II married Emma. Okay. Emma, who was the sister of Richard II, Duke of Normandy, and that he went on to have a son who became Edward the Confessor. Okay, now Edward the Confessor spent a lot of his time in France, sort of almost like in exile, but he did eventually come over to England, and in 1042 he claimed the throne, which sort of by rights was his anyway. So Edward the Confessor took the throne. So that was 1042. Now, about January 1066, he snuffed it. Okay? He snuffed it. Now that caused a problem because he didn't have an heir. And so this is when, of course, everybody started claiming the throne of England. Now, the person who actually claimed it and was elected by the Witan, okay, Witan of England, was one Harold, right? King Harold. So he was, well, it doesn't really matter really about his history, but I mean, he was supposedly the one sort of in succession, as it were, even though he wasn't by birth. But this was immediately contested. It was contested by, now this is where it gets a little bit confusing, because it was Harold and Harald, who was a Norwegian, sort of a Viking. He felt he should have the throne of England, and there was another chap, and this is the chap who's descended from Rollo, William the Bastard. Okay, Duke of Normandy, who we know of as, of course, William the Conqueror. Right, so here we've got Harold on the throne, and we've got William, and we've got Harald, all arguing it should have been him. Actually, William argued it should have been him because he reckoned that Edward the Confessor had said, on my death, if I don't have an heir, you're having a throne. And he always swore that Harold, King Harold, not Harald, Harold, actually agreed to all that. So he said Harold knew very well what the agreement was. So that's where we're at the moment. All right, January 1066, Harold on the throne, bit of contention going on.